Good morning, everybody. I'm in Toronto. This is my hometown. I grew up here and went to the University of Waterloo and then went to Queens, worked at IBM Canada before I moved to our friends to the south. Chicago for 2 years at 3Com US Robotics, the soft switch VoIP gateway space, and then several startups in the Valley over the last 10 years, some of which have been sold to companies like Avaya and Alcatel. It's very exciting to be at Nokia, and this is obviously a very lucrative time, a very high growth time for everybody here in terms of mobile apps and basically the move to ubiquitous smartphones and mobile computers. So what I want to talk about today is to give you an insight and maybe a new insight if you're not familiar with Wavefront so much, but how we play in kind of the global application distribution space, mobile application distribution. What our position is, what the opportunity is for you, both here in Canada as well as globally. As you know, Nokia is probably the most global company. We're consistently in the top 5 brands globally every year, and we have strong consumer bases all over the world. So the first question you might have is, why should I create for the Wavefront? Well, the overall market for mobile applications and for mobile advertising, which means mobile web or mobile in-app advertising, collectively is about $35 billion over the next year or two. So this market continues to grow. We've all seen the success of App Store. Other players have come in, obviously, including Nokia. We actually had an App Store well before the iPhone even existed, called Download. It's now called Wavefront, and I'll talk about some of the specific numbers that we've seen since launching that store in May of 2009. But basically, there is a lot of purchasing being done now through the app stores, and there's a lot of revenue being generated through mobile advertising. So whether you're a game developer or any type of app developer, consumer or enterprise, there's a lot of available market and market potential out there. So what I want to get into now is the reach and kind of the performance of the Wavefront over the last year, so you can see what consumers are doing. Then I'll talk about how to monetize some of the tools and programs we have to allow you to sell your content, and then talk about how to market your content both on Wavefront and in general. So from Nokia's perspective, these are all 2010 numbers. We sold 95 million Symbian smartphones last year. Those are what some of you may know as S60, both 5.x, which are the touch devices, and the 3.x, which are they tend to be the QWERTY type devices. All of those are available through something called Qt, which I'll talk about, which is our smartphone IDE. It's a cross-platform IDE from a company called Trolltech that we acquired a couple of years ago. They're based in Norway, and Qt has a very large install base of developers today on the desktop, across Windows, Mac, Linux, as well as embedded systems and consumer electronics, and I'll talk more about that later. But just in 2010 alone, globally we shipped 95 million devices that you can reach with Qt apps and games. We also started shipping what was known as Symbian 3. We're now just calling it Symbian, but that's the next generation of Symbian, including the N8 from Rogers here in Canada. So we started shipping the N8 in late October, so it was out on the market for about 2 months. We also started shipping the C7, which is a super thin, very stylish, more affordable version of the N8. Also in the November timeframe, those two devices alone sold 5 million units in the fourth quarter. The E7, which you see in the middle there, the orange device, is the new Nokia communicator. It has the 4-inch screen and the slide-out QWERTY keyboard. That'll start selling imminently, and so all of the Symbian 3 devices have Qt pre-installed, which means you can reach them as well with Qt apps. Nothing needs to be downloaded in terms of Qt libraries, like as is the case with the S60 devices. And so you can see that if you add 95 and 5, you see that's 100 million devices in 2010, which works out to 25 million smartphones per quarter. In the fourth quarter specifically, we shipped 28 million. It was the most we've ever shipped, so that was up 36% from Q4 '09. And again, totals out at 100 million. So just with Qt, and I'm not even talking about actually Nokia's even higher volume business of feature phones, which are your flip phones that many of you are probably familiar with. The operating system there is called Series 40, and the development environment is J2ME. We ship about 6 times the number of those globally. So last quarter we shipped about 125 million Series 40 devices. So if you're a Java developer, there's a much larger addressable market. And those devices are getting smarter every quarter, every new release. The screens are getting bigger. The latest ones have QWERTY keyboards and touch screens, and they all have Wavestore on them. So in markets like South America, for example, we're far and away the #1 feature phone vendor. So depending on what kind of business you're into, what your apps, who you're targeting geographically, Nokia really gives you a global reach. One of the key things that we do is we reach the globe. So we reach 190 countries with free content. 170 of those you can purchase content with credit cards.